I keep those up. Keep those up. Throw them foes up, boy. Ooh, there's Bryant. Ooh.
Getting some points. Finally, he's been whack all season.
We won for tonight.
Oh, bro, Ryan Grant, 5 receptions, 76 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, but I had Josh Doxson, and he scored.
No,
I had Doxson and Alfred Morris in the lineups that we had going, so we made $17 profit.
It's all right, dude. Honestly, fuck everyone else in the league. I'm not gonna beat Mike Probst to help you, so everyone can fuck off.
What?
A lot of people who are hopeful for the playoffs need me to beat Mike Probst. And I didn't play Ryan Grant. He got 18 points. So for everyone in the league, I'm playing Seth Roberts, and I hope he gets 0 points because fuck all of you. I hope none of you make the playoffs. So fuck you. That's all I gotta say.
Hold on. ESPN right now. Look at me, 35 points.
Except it doesn't matter if you beat Buds because he's already in the playoffs.
Oh, I had Des Bryant too. Look at that stack, boy. Ooh. Alfred Morris, Des Bryant stack, but you know.
I know that we got pretty much 2 people guaranteed for the playoffs, and then it's kind of muddy after that.
All right, so let me give the intro in like 1 minute, Mike. And you're going to lead this one. You're going to lead this one. So, yeah, we'll go through standings. We'll talk about playoffs. And then let's just go through, like, only games that have playoff implications.
So, basically, Rob versus Drake.
Any implications.
Rob versus Drake. Damian versus Trevor. And Nick versus Derek has some playoff implications, and so does my matchup against.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Probst.
Even people who are like guaranteed to make the playoffs, like such as Nick.
It's basically the only 2 that are irrelevant are Mikey versus Ricky and you versus Buds. It's pretty much the only ones that have 0 implications.
Buds is relevant because if he loses, people can jump him. So. We gotta keep it.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. I figured most people were just interested in who could make the playoffs and what needed to happen for their teams to make it.
Well, any playoff implications because it's still a big deal, you know. Because this is the week before. This is the week leading up. We gotta talk about seeding, of course. Yeah, that's what we'll do, and then we'll talk about seeding.
Well, Mikey's guaranteed 1.
We'll look. I know, and we'll talk about that then, and we'll look at projected stuff, and then we'll talk.
I'm writing this down. I have a pen and paper right next to me, so.
I mean, you don't even need a pen and paper. That's perfect. So, you're talking about to, like, draw playoffs?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Well, I was just talking about, like, to outline the video, but I guess I can.
Oh, well, yeah, we'll just go through standings. We'll go through the games with implications, and then we'll transfer over to the projected playoffs, and then we'll wrap it up.
I think also we should talk about the money.
That stuff, next week, because like we're not gonna have a lot of games to talk about. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So do you want to talk about prize money this week, like what's already been won and what is to be won? Because also the high scoring team this week gets $100.
Standings. Say it again. Oh yeah, next week winner wins 100, right?
No, it's this week.
It's 50 or 100.
It's 100, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
And it's this because this is the last week of the regular season.
Yeah, and Rob won week 1, right?
Yeah. So do you want to talk about that before or after we talk about each individual game?
We'll do it as we go through the standings. It'll just make sense. It'll fit in there.
All right.
One of us will end up bringing it
up. All right, cool. You ready to go?
Yeah, let me see. You gotta see what I look like, bro.
You look like Jad.
As always. All right. I've never done this where we're like already talking and then I just have to start, so it's like weird for me. So I'm like thinking about it.
The key is to not think about it.
I know. I won't in 2 seconds. What's up, guys?
Last week of the regular season.
No, restart. I've never done this before. This is weird now. I'm used to just like hopping right in and just going without thinking about it. I gotta think of what I want to say. Like I gotta think of what my intro normally is.
It doesn't have to be normal. This is the end of the season special, baby.
All right, what's up, guys? Floyd the Boy back at it again with Nantuckett's Revenge Fantasy Football League. I am the commissioner and owner of Team Delaney's Saggy Tits, as you all may know already. And I am joined by my usual and lovely co-host, Michael Wiseman. How you doing today, dude?
Dude, I'm living the dream. I know everyone hates that fucking answer, but...
All right, living the dream. I'm a little fried. We're just going to jump into it. Obviously, this is a big week.
Last week of the regular season.
Everywhere. There's going to be crazy swings. Like, we honestly have no idea what's going to happen this week as far as what the playoff picture is going to look like, which we will go over. All we do know is that Mikey Martinez has locked up number 1 seed. He did that last week, which is like absurd. So like shout out to you, Mikey. I remember last time I was home.
0 trades.
I'm 0 trades. Remember last time I was home, Michael? Remember we were at your house, and me, you, and Mikey were, and he was talking. He's like, dude, I've been putting in the work. He said he even had Dina looking up stuff like preseason stuff, like who he should draft. So shouts out to Mikey. I know he's putting in the work, and it's paid off for him. That's sweet. In a competitive league to win 1 week early is.
Hey, and it's literally all him. He had no help with trades from somebody else. Like it's just all the team he drafted.
Well, it's $200 already for a regular season champ. Am I wrong?
I think that sounds right.
It's on the sheet.
Sounds right.
He's already locked up regular season champ. Leading into this week, we have $100 on the line for the highest score. We did that week 1, where Rob took it away with the highest point total, and so whatever team scores the highest points this week is $100. So. Good luck to all you lames. I got a good start. Alfred Morris and Des Bryant just went ham. So
basically what it's going to look like is we know for a fact 4 teams are eliminated from the playoffs. And it's the 2 of us, Ricky and Derek. So basically there's 6 playoff spots. 2 people are already locked in. And basically you have 6 people fighting for the last 4 spots. You have 4 teams at 7-5. You got Rob, Nick, Damian and Drake all at 7-5, and then you have Mike Brobes at 6-5-1 and Trevor at 6-6. Basically, if you're in Trevor's position, you need a couple things to break your way. And if you're one of those 7-5 teams, you just gotta not lose and you're in. But if you lose, you might be at the mercy of whatever the tiebreaker is, whether it's point differential, who scored the most points, head-to-head results, whatever it may be. So basically, just win and you're in is the moral this week.
Like that big fat tie with Mike Brobes holding down the tiebreaker could end up meaning a lot, and you know I love that. All right, Mike, jump us into the. We're gonna do all the games that have any type of playoff implications. So.
Yeah. I think we should start with the 2 teams. There's 2 different matchups between 2 teams that are fighting tooth and nail for their playoff spot. And I think a good one to start with is Rob versus Drake. They already played a couple weeks ago. Drake won that matchup, but they're both 7-5. Obviously, both in a must-win situation because if you lose even at 7-6, you can be snuffed from the playoffs. So, definitely a big game here. It's hard to say who has an edge. I mean, you gotta love Rob's running backs with Kamara and Le'Veon Bell, which getting stupid volume, and then Crowder got him a decent 9 points tonight, and then Zach Ertz, unbelievable. I don't know. I really like Rob's team. I mean, maybe not to win the championship. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I like Rob's team to at the very least win this matchup. I would say.
Yeah, it's interesting because Rob's team looked like it was falling apart. He made a couple moves. He took advantage of Trevor really just. Honestly, trying to ship Robbie Anderson and Zach Ertz for no reason. I don't know why. It's almost like I was doing him a favor by not accepting that trade that he was offering earlier with the Dez when we all talked about that. But Rob's really built a nice construction. It's Jamal Williams now. It's really safe, and he's got some awesome matchups this week as well. Trevor got. Or I said Trevor. Drake.
Drake, yeah.
I mean, if Antonio Brown and Russell Wilson do their thing, they've been doing all year. Drake's got a chance.
But that's absolutely has to happen because if Antonio Brown doesn't show up or Russell Wilson doesn't show up, Drake's got no chance. I don't think. Because Tevin Coleman against Minnesota's rough. Demaryius Thomas, Paxton Lynch is fucking trash. Marquise Lee, I mean, it's a good matchup. I mean, it could be one of those games where Marquise Lee does really well, but it's hard to say. Cameron Brate might not even play, and he's been on and off.
That's interesting. I mean, you talked about that earlier.
Yeah, I like Cooper Kupp, but
will be on the outside.
Sterling Shepard, I mean, it depends. Is Geno Smith trash? Probably.
Yeah, it doesn't look good for Drake's team. Certainly has a chance. But for me, I think he's really just relying on Russ and Antonio Brown to drop those bombs that they do. Otherwise,
but here's a good leverage play in this matchup. If Russell Wilson does go ham, Rob's playing Eagles defense, so he could get negative points from that and a huge game from Russell Wilson. Or on the reverse side, if Russell Wilson has a horrible game, Rob's going to get a big boost from his defense.
Yeah, that is interesting for sure. And then it will definitely put the nail in the coffin because if Russell Wilson doesn't compete, Drake's done for. So
I
Eagles
agree.
Eat him up.
I'm not saying Drake doesn't have a chance. I'm just saying the odds are in Rob's favor.
Of course, yeah. Anything can happen. Any touchdown here and there.
Yeah. So the next one I wanted to go over was Damian versus Trevor. Damian at 7-5 and Trevor at 6-6. Obviously, 6 and 7 is probably not going to cut it, so Trevor has to win here. And it's going to be interesting with Damian being 7-6, having one of the lower point totals in the league. Dak got him a nice 14 to start, and then Trevor got 7 from Jason Witten. Top to bottom, just taking a quick glance at each guy's team here.
I think I got Trevor.
Yeah, I was going to say slight edge to Trevor. I mean, Devontae Adams has emerged as Brent Hundley's favorite target, and Alex Collins and Adrian Peterson have been serviceable for Damian so far this season, but Manny Sanders, kind of a question mark with that offense being as shitty as it is. Kyle Rudolph probably won't do what he did last week. Corral's shit, and the Chargers defense is looking to be one of the best in the league right now. And then Corey Davis, I don't know.
Yeah, so I like Devontae Adams, Doug Baldwin, and Emmanuel Sanders for Damian this week. But outside of that, he doesn't got a lot going for him. Everything else is like, I don't know. Is Damian going to keep getting lucky Isaiah Crowell weeks? Doubt it. So, I mean, Cam Newton, Christian McCaffrey should be playing in a fast-paced offense trying to come back against New Orleans. Adam Thielen's a lock every week. Jordan Howard, awesome matchup. Tyreek Hill, awesome matchup. D.D. Westbrook, awesome matchup. I'd rather have 7 from Jason Witten than only get 14 from Dak. So,
yeah, I think we're in agreement on this one too, that Trevor's got a slight edge, but we could see both these teams in the playoffs even if Trevor wins. So,
yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be interesting.
It'd be interesting to see Damian get snubbed out as 2 weeks ago he was sitting in
tied for first, I think.
First, yeah. So it's crazy. Big swing. He might miss the playoffs after being first place 2 weeks ago. Next one.
I would say the next most important matchup would be Nick versus Derek, because Nick is at 7-5 and Derek's at 5-7, eliminated from the playoffs, just playing for pride at this point. But you obviously want to win and want to represent, so it's something that Derek's trying to win. His team has a very low projected point total of 84, with playing Terrence Williams only getting 4 and Kirk Cousins getting 12. Meanwhile, Nick has already gotten 11 from Doxson. Yeah, Nick should blow him out.
Which is kind of lame. Derek, you're out pretty whack, and I'm pissed I'm losing that money to you because your team is so trash. Gio Bernard, Jonathan Stewart, Buck Allen, Terrence Williams.
He has Michael Crabtree.
I guarantee it. I could pick up waiver guys and outscore those dudes. And like as a whole, as a unit, that's pathetic. You suck, Derek. Next. I don't even need to talk about
it. It just has playoff implications because Nick's involved.
Yeah.
Same one. It's the same deal. You versus Butts. It's just whether or not Butts is going to get the 2 seed or not. Butts has to win here.
My team's way better than Derek's. I'm about to look at our teams, project them, and then bet Derek to outscore him by a bunch of points. And then I'm going to do it. Watch.
So for you, you've already got obviously a nice start. 18 from Alfred Morris and 17 from Des Bryant. Michael Thomas is in a good spot. Sammy Watkins, Jad, that place sucks. Patrick Peterson's going to turn him to dust.
Dude, what do you want me to do?
Martavis Bryant.
Torn up last week. Fuck you. Thing is, honestly, 100%, I was thinking about playing Martavis Bryant, but it was over T.Y. Hilton, not over Sammy Watkins.
Yeah. All right, well, I mean, you've got a nice start. If Brady and Gronk go ham, it's a wrap for you. If Keenan Allen goes ham, it's a wrap for you. Dude, fuck all of you for making this Butts team. Butts team was nowhere near this good in the middle of the season, and then he makes 3 or 4 stupid trades, and he's got a sweet-ass team. So
wait, you have Butts beating me?
Yeah, I think Butts could beat you, but yeah, I think Butts is going to do some damage in the playoffs, dude. I'm kind of pissed off about it.
Yeah,
fuck you, Butts.
Anytime you have Brady, Gronk.
It's not even that they're hitting form. It's just that he had his team was looking like it was on the brink of collapse. It was just Brady and Gronk, and then out of nowhere he turns nothing into what he has now. It's I don't even understand it.
It's not looking good for me this week, but I'm off to a good Keenan Allen punches Gronk Brady is something to be afraid of. But with that being said, Duke Johnson, he's probably been performing above expectation. He's kind of been doing it consistently. But if Duke Johnson has like a regular ass week in Joe Mixon, it's I would say more reasonable that although he just had a big game, that Joe Mixon doesn't do that well against Pittsburgh. Juju Smith-Schuster could easily get shut out against Cincinnati, and so if the Brady Gronk thing doesn't work out and Keenan Allen doesn't drop a bomb, I think I'm gonna beat him. I'll bet somebody on this game if they want to later. So, just saying.
Let me just say this. If Butts does indeed end up winning this league, I'm still not going to put the respect on his name. I'm going to just take that away from the people who made those dumbass trades with them. I'm going to take the clout that Butts would be earning from that and just immediately deducting it from you, Trevor, and Ricky. Because you guys gave him this team. You guys gave him Mixon, Johnson, Keenan Allen, Devin Funchess. You guys gave him all of it for nothing. When
I beat him, you're trying to blame me, but what happens when I beat him this week?
It doesn't matter. He's in the playoffs. It literally doesn't matter.
Well, then that means I made the right move. I got T.Y.
All right, well, if it's not T.Y. that wins it for him, then I guess maybe you can say that, but...
I got T.Y.
Trevor, Ricky, and Jad, you guys did this. You guys created this monster, this Butts team. And he's not going to give you any money if he wins, so you guys just fucked yourselves. So that's all I have to say about that particular match.
I'm going to dig on Butts this week. Everybody will be a witness. I hope.
All right, the last match that has real playoff implications is my match against Brobes. Basically, everyone needs me to beat Brobes, so he is 6-6-1. That way, if you are 7-6, you are guaranteed in. I left Ryan Grant on the bench with 18 points. That's right. Fuck you guys. I'm not going to beat Brobes. He's probably going to hose me. And if someone doesn't get in the playoffs because of it, I'm glad I helped you not make the playoffs. So fuck off.
Well, league mates, YouTube viewers, I don't feel the same way Michael does. I love you all.
I'm just resentful.
And Michael Wise is clearly, what's the word I'm looking for?
Resentful, I think, is a pretty good...
No, but it means the same thing. Spiteful.
Yeah.
Michael Wiseman's obviously spiteful here. Let's take a peep at this matchup.
My matchups are trash for the most part.
Both your teams are full of playmakers, though. I mean, I like Green, Cobb, and Ginn, and Cook, and Safarian Jenkins. Seth Roberts. I mean, if Oakland puts up a 30 ball, those are the two guys that are scoring are Cook and Seth Roberts. So I think it looks better for you here than you think. I'm actually relatively high on Larry Fitzgerald this week. Everybody hates him. I even hate him, but now I'm on the bandwagon. I like Larry Fitzgerald this week. He's got really safe volume guys with Fitz, Diggs, Jarvis Landry. So that's what you're going to be
Doyle's a safe volume guy, too.
Yeah, so I think you're going to be fearing those 3 or 4 guys the most. And I think this one's going to be closer than you think. Cause,
listen, I'd like to win for my pride's sake. 6-7 looks a lot better than 5-8, but I don't think it's going to happen.
You guys both have that core of guys that could and do well. It's all about, like, now, like, those flex plays. Is Rex Burkhead going to score a touchdown? Is Kenyon Drake going to score a touchdown? Is DeMarco Murray? Well, that's the huge leverage right there. Rex Burkhead versus Deion Lewis. Maybe they both score. Who knows? But I think you guys are actually going to have a really close matchup, to be honest.
I'd like my team to score a lot of points so I can win the $100 for the week, but
if I'm win that, I'm off to a decent start.
I'm only projected 106. He's projected 128, so ESPN isn't beating my ass.
Fuck projections, whatever.
So yeah, that's pretty. The last matchup that I didn't go over was first place Mikey against last place Ricky, because it has literally 0 playoff implications. Even if Mikey loses, he still got the number 1 seed wrapped up, so really doesn't matter. But
so we're gonna peep the projected playoffs real quick.
Let me see. Can I pull that up on here? Oh yeah, projected playoff bracket. There it is. All right. So as of right now, if playoff started this week, it would be Mikey and Butts top 2 seeds with the first round bye, and you'd have Rob with the 3 seed, Nick with the 4 seed, Drake with the 5 seed, and Damien with the 6 seed.
I can't even find the projected playoff bracket.
You go to standings.
Yeah.
That's right there.
Yeah, so right now, yeah, you already said Mikey and Butts locking up the bye weeks.
Yes, sir.
I guess Butts isn't a lock for bye week, right? No, it's definitely not.
No.
Oh, yeah, I'm about to fucking beat him. He's not going to get it.
Yeah, because if he loses, I think his team is then 7-5-1, which can obviously be jumped by a team if they're 8-5. Because regardless of who wins, either Drake or Rob will be 8-5. So the winner of that team, of that matchup, might get the 2 seed if Butts loses.
When Butts loses. So obviously this playoff bracket means nothing because we have no idea what's going to happen.
Well, we know Mikey's got that number 1 seed. That's all we know for sure.
So I got nothing else besides good luck to anybody that's still alive. What else you got, Mike?
You know what? It took me a long time to get on this bandwagon. Jad's been rooting for him all season. I want to see my boy Nick Rudder win this thing. So that's all I got. Listen, I'll be happy. I'll be happy if Mikey wins it. I'll be happy for Drake if Drake wins it. I'll even be happy for Damien if he wins it. I don't think he will, but I'll be happy for whoever wins it as long as it's not Rob or Butts. Sorry guys, Rob, you've already had your share of glory, and Butts, fuck you. You won't even watch this anyway.
Listen, I kind of agree with everything you just said. We'll make playoff predictions next week once everything's all set in stone.
Maybe we'll have a special guest. We'll see.
And yeah, we'll need to have a special guest on for sure. But that's all I got for this week's Stony video.
Hell yeah. All right. We'll see you guys next week in the playoffs.
Playoffs? Talking about playoffs? Are you kidding me? Playoffs?